eventually the Redcoats were victorious, but it took 3 charges up the hill. This was a battle fought in the middle of the afternoon. Here you can imagine the scene. You've got the British wearing bright red scarlet uniforms marching up the hill. The Americans are at the top. They've been given very strict orders. Do not shoot until you see the whites of their eyes. Most people think that was Israel Putnam that gave that order, although there's some debate historically over that even. Why would someone give that order, do not shoot until you see the whites of their eyes? How close do you have to be? So that you actually kill them with each bullet, right? So the part of the battle that really showed where we were weak was that order had to be given. Don't shoot until you see the whites of their eyes. Why? Because Americans were low on ammunition, and they knew that they could run out of ammo during this battle. So imagine the bravery, the skill, just to be standing atop the hill while the British are already firing at you, waiting till they got close enough to kill you. Many getting hit in the process, but then waiting till that kill shot was most accurate. And it worked. The first time the Redcoats went up the hill, they were turned back. They try a second time. Once again, they're turned back. And I'm sure there were a few that got a little anxious and started shooting earlier, and that's why they ran out of ammo. But the Americans did run out of ammo. And the third time the British went up the hill, they took the hill. Often this battle is viewed as an important one because it's the first battle, number one, really the first real battle, but also because we looked like we were going to lose. If you could have polled anyone at the time, even in this country, they would have suggested we lost. Well, we did lose. But it's a moral victory. I think I've got the word moral victory, the 4th bullet point. The only reason we lost is because we ran out of ammunition. If we had been supplied better, we would have won the battle. So our strategy was good, our fighting was sound, we could hold with the British pretty long in this battle. We actually killed like 1,100 of their men. In fact, their general would get replaced with General Howe. I forget the name of the general at this battle, but their general gets, I think it was Prescott, but he gets replaced. And the reason is this was too high of a cost. This is like Hamburger Hill in Vietnam. This was too many men losing. You ever see that movie, Hamburger Hill, Vietnam movie? You know, the senselessness of slaughter. You know, I think, you know, people looked at this battle and said, well, that's pretty senseless to lose that many men to fight this way, but these fighting styles were the way they were. That's why it's a moral victory. We actually did not stink as bad as we thought we were going to. We would have won otherwise. And that's important because at various times during the war, the Americans have to continue to get troops. There was a rush of Americans volunteering for the war when they heard the specifics of how they lost at Bunker Hill, how they only lost because they ran out of ammunition. And that actually, and surprisingly, a lot of people I don't think would join a cause if they knew their Continental Congress wasn't supplying them with enough weapons. You wouldn't want to be in the military in that situation, but at this time, surprisingly, the cause of freedom was so strong, they were still willing to join the ranks. Look, we almost won. Maybe the next battle we will. Well, we wouldn't win for some time. But Bunker Hill was the costliest battle for the British. They lost 1,054 men. We only lost 441, but we didn't have as many to lose. Remember, look at the numbers there. 441 out of 1,400. They took the hill eventually. A lot of those Americans scrambled and escaped, I suppose. A lot of them were captured. All right, so, you know, I think the numbers are important, but you're not going to get tested on the numbers, so do you need to write them? Maybe not. But we were outnumbered, and we overcame some of that disadvantage and offered a lot more, they suffered a lot more casualties. I think the British, it opened their minds. This war might not be over real soon. The Americans have a fighting style that is much more aggressive than the British had thought. As unskilled as they were overcome some of those disadvantages. So I think the British did get a little nervous after that. I think on the next slide we do have information about the Olive Branch petition coming up. So let's, do you need this one yet? Anyone's still writing on that one? Here's a quote. Don't fire until you see the whites of their eyes. That was Isaiah. I said Isaiah, but it's Israel Putnam. So I was close on the first name, but, all right, I guess we don't have that olive branch petition. I thought it was in there. Okay, we're going to skip along some time here. Something happens after the Battle of Bunker Hill, though, the Battle of Brooklyn. So you can write these two, I think there's 3 bullet points. And next to German soldiers, if you want to write the name Hessians, we're going to have a movie on this anyway. You're going to hear the name Hessians again.